cooking Bulgarian moussaka. You may have heard of moussaka, the Greek version, which has eggplant and lamb, very traditional. The Bulgarian version differs from the Greek version in the two main ways that we use potatoes instead of eggplant, and we also use a mixture of ground beef and ground pork, about half-half. Some people do 40-60. I'm gonna do half-half. And I have about a little over a pound of a mixture of pork and beef, and for that my veggies are going to be an onion. I'm going to have a large carrot, or if you have smaller carrots, use 2. And I'll have this is a very large sweet pepper. I'll probably do only like 1/3 of this. Parsley, garlic, and then for the spice we have čubrica, which I've spoken to you about. It's savory, summer savory. The Bulgarian name is čubrica, and this is going to go in for flavoring. And we also will add 1 cup, not the whole can, but 1 cup of crushed tomatoes. At the end of cooking the meat and the veggies, we're going to transfer the mixture with the potatoes in a baking tray, which will go in the oven. But then after it is baked for about 45 minutes, we're going to make a mixture of yogurt, about maybe half this container, 2 tablespoons of flour, 2 eggs, and we're going to pour it all over the top and sprinkle it with tons of cheese. Let's go. Guys, all our veggies are prepped. I have my onion, carrots, pepper, and tomatoes, and now we begin cooking the onion. First goes the onion. We will cook it for about 4 or 5 minutes until it softens. We're adding the garlic now. Worsi and I love garlic, so we have 4 cloves. Give it 1 minute, probably less than 1 minute. When you start smelling the aroma of garlic, it's time to add the peppers and carrots. Yeah, which is about now. So in goes my peppers and my carrots. We'll cook this for another 4 or 5 minutes, and then we'll add the meat.
So now we're adding the meat, right?
Yeah.
All right.
We'll cook the meat really well until it is looks like crumbles. My meat is done cooking, so now it's time for the spices. You can see how fine the bits are broken up. We're going to put a teaspoon of paprika, maybe a little more, a teaspoon of savory, a nice generous teaspoon. I already put some salt and pepper while the meat was browning, so the layers are seasoned. And the only other step is to put in the tomatoes and let it simmer for a little, maybe 10 minutes. I just added my tomatoes in, and the mixture is now, you can see, there is a little bit of juice, there's a little bit of fat, and what we'll want to do is add 1 cup of water. This is my tomato rinse, and we will let it on very low simmer for about 10 minutes while I cut my potatoes. Potatoes need to be chopped in fairly small cubes. As I mentioned, moussaka is a very popular dish in most of the Eastern Mediterranean. And it also goes in countries, versions of this dish, moussaka, go in even Egypt and Lebanon. There's versions of this dish. I mentioned that it differs from the Greek one because we don't have eggplant or lamb. But it's a very old dish, and whatever you will hear everyone say this about moussaka that has grown up eating it, is that it brings back the memories of childhood. That is what I feel when I eat it. My mom used to cook it for us, and I learned from her how to make it. I'll show you another version of moussaka, which is not the one I'm making now, but it will have the potatoes in layers. So stay tuned for that. Time to put our potatoes in. My potatoes are meat and meat are combined, so I'm starting to transfer it into my baking tray. I have all of my moussaka ready in the dish, but now I need to add a little bit of water because now the potatoes are not cooked, so they will absorb quite a bit of water. So the way you gauge how much water to add is to basically fill the tray until you see the water through the potatoes, but they're not covering the potatoes. Making our mixture for on top of the moussaka when it's ready, about 5 minutes away. So I have my eggs, 2 of them. I will have about a cup of yogurt, plain yogurt. That's about a cup. My eggs. So I have 2 tablespoons of flour. That's a big one, so I will have a slightly smaller one to add. Guys, this is the finishing touches. Our moussaka is done. The potatoes are really tender, and so now we're going to pour the topping of the 2 eggs and yogurt, then sprinkle it all with cheese. Okay, another 15 minutes at 400 degrees and we're going to be ready. I think we're ready. Our dish is finally ready.
Oh my God. This is amazing.
Guys, this is how we make Bulgarian Moussaka. Chef's kiss.